What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Boleros. Sam here with the Sultan of Sando, Mr. Gablim, and the Prophet himself, Mr. Maui Up. We're doing another episode today. The previous episode we just recorded, we talked about our ballers and boleros of NSAC round of 16 Asia Baskets ongoing college campus tournament. But for today, we are going to talk about some UAAP news. Finally, meron tayong, I would say, big UAAP news, at least one of them. So let's get to it. Probably one of the top recruits of this off season has finally committed to his team, and he has decided to stay with the same school. We're talking about Mr. MVP finals and season MVP himself, juniors finals and season MVP himself, Mr. Cabonillas, deciding to stay with the FEU Tamaraos. This is a huge get for FEU, joining his team, former teammate Burgos.
FEU is back?
Is FEU back? Actually, Gab, that's a good point. I do think they're going to be back in the final for this season.
FEU is back!
FEU is back. I agree. I think they're gonna make it to the final four with a deeper lineup in their big four. But Gab, ikaw ang FEU whisperer.
Parang lahat na lang ng teams, ako yung whisperer.
Oo nga, lahat na lang teams no? NU, FEU, Adamson. How big is this for FEU?
Humongous. Amazing. Listen, we've had some hearsay. There was a lot of stuff going around that maybe he was not bound for FEU. That maybe other teams were really looking for Cabonillas' services, and they were trying to get him out of the FEU system. But he decided to stay. And if you had the pleasure of watching him in this past season in the boys basketball division, he was incredible. Talk about a guy with a complete skill set. Could defend every single position. Maybe not Jude Eriobu level center position that he could defend, but could defend every other position. Could handle the ball. Was handling a lot of the basketball for the FEU baby Tamaraos. Could hit the outside shot, the mid-range, could drive to the basket, very good free throw shooter, everything, a complete package. And what a get for FEU. This team lacks depth. And they just got two pieces, I think, that could really help their depth, especially in that front court and especially yung on the wings. Mark Burgos and Caps Cabonillas were the main cogs of that FEU Baby Tamaraos team. I think they're going to get minutes right away. And if I were Sean Chambers, I would be thinking about starting Caps Cabonillas right away. I think this guy is ready for big minutes. I think this guy is ready to play as a wing. He was mostly as a starting power forward or sometimes as a 3. I think he could legit play a full-time 3 in the college division. That's how skilled he is. He can shoot from the outside already. I think he's call me crazy, but I think I don't think it's that crazy. But I think he's already a better shooter than Jedrick Daa. So with that alone, I think he should be clamoring to start over Jedrick Daa. So big get. Will I see a Rookie of the Year favorite? I don't think so, because FEU has a lot of players. Their whole starting 5 demands the ball, needs shots. Konate, Moncopa, Pasaol, and Bautista are all up the hierarchy ahead of him. But is he the 5th guy? I think he is. Is he the future? I definitely think he is. I think this guy is really talented. He could play the 4 and the 3. I don't think he can play center, or maybe in certain small ball lineups, maybe he can. But good height, good length. I don't think he's yet to grow into his body. He's still, you're pretty skinny. Once he gets, starts lifting weights, growing and maturing, I think he's gonna be a problem in the UAAP. I love this get. I love that he's going to FEU. Uh, FEU is very shallow in terms of bench depth. He's definitely gonna get minutes right away. Good choice by Cabs Cabonillas.
Maui.
Yeah, I think, 'di ba, with what we've seen with VJ Pre and Moncopa, I think FEU fans have to be excited with Cabonillas, 'di ba? I think the mere fact that they're getting more bodies, able bodies, I think, to play for the rotation right away, Burgos and Cabonillas, I think bodes well. I think si Konate is probably the one that's smiling the most. And maybe si Moncopa, because yung load nila is just, they will get some additional rest this season. I think si Konate doesn't have to play the whole game anymore. With the arrival of Mahmoud, with the arrival of Cabonillas, Burgos, even the return of si Felipe, a lot of things have to be optimistic with FEU. I think the Sean Chambers is putting them the right track to be a Final Four contender, maybe a dark horse championship contender this season. With how they've been playing with their current core, I think they have the potential to be back as a championship contender, not just a Final Four contender. But
Tapos bigla sa weekend game may ma-injure. Oh no, the
I hope
Boleros
not.
curse.
Wag.
I hope not. But so far so good for for FEU this off-season, di ba? There were rumors si Pasaol, Moncopa, and si Cabonillas would not be in FEU for the coming season. But so far, all of them looks like on track to be with FEU. I'm excited to see how si Coach Shan will talk about the young guns. Kasi so far si Coach Shan, if he says that guy is good, that guy is really good. Diba? Can't miss so far when he talks about a player. Si Pasaol is one guy that he talked a lot about during the season. Si Moncopa, he has already talked about with Navs. So if I were FEU, I would be excited. This is probably the year that you should be excited that they could be back to the Final Four and could be a dark horse contender. Whenever FEU has a lot of tall wings, versatile wings, they are very dangerous. And with the arrival of these two guys, let's see. Hopefully si Mahmoud will also get some burn because he was pretty hyped coming into college. Let's see.
May Elias Gish pa.
Oh, you know yung one sure thing para kay Coach Sean Chambers. If he gives you a comparison to one of his former Alaska teammates, malamang magaling ka. Diba? Usually pag ini-interview si Coach Sean, as magaling yung player niya, may comparison siya to either kina Bongo.
Sino comparison ni VJ Pre? Sino yung kay
I forgot
Pre?
I forgot, but he
Meron?
did have a comparison to...
Okay.
Yung kay Moncopa, si di ba? Nagulat ako, si Johnny A pa yung comparison. I think because of the heart.
Talaga, Johnny A?
Oh, he did have...
And how he continues to surprise.
Yeah, yung palagi may comp si Coach Sean Chambers to his old Alaska teammates. Shout out to the old PBA fans there who remember the Alaska Aces, who are no more.
The now defunct Alaska Aces. Yeah, huge get for FEU. Hitting 2 out of 2 in their top 2 recruits in Cabonillas and Burgos. Obviously, Cabonillas was the more interesting, I guess, name just because I can't believe this. He's the first time ever to be the season and finals MVP in the UAAP Juniors basketball tournament. So he's that good. He's that legit. Really great size that he can add and versatility that he can provide to FEU, a team that badly needs able bodies and guys that are above
Versatility.
6'2", 6'3". Yung versatility talaga, kailangan talaga ng FEU to add to that core 4 that they have na killer 4 nila. I think this is a huge get for FEU. And I do agree with Gab. I think FEU is back. I think they're going to be a Final Four contender, perhaps even a championship contender. If you look at the other teams that are contending, I would say UP and LaSalle are still up there. NU, I would say maybe a little weaker just because they lost MVP candidate Jake Figueroa. So there is a chance. UST also lost their two star guards in Caballero and Fortsky. So they still have Collins Akoe. They still have Lemit. They have a ton of guys there. But still, I think there's an opening for FEU. A team that almost made it to the Final Four last season if it were not for Ateneo ruining their chances by losing to
Ateneo
LaSalle.
did not ruin their chances. Jacob Cortez ruined their chances.
Jacob
It was
Cortez ruined their
who won that
chances.
game, okay? Don't blame
That's
Ateneo
true.
on this, Sammy.
That's
Come
true.
on.
That's true. Okay. Kasi naman yung FEU players hindi nagsuot ng blue nung nanonood sila nung Ateneo
Hindi
versus
nag-commit.
LaSalle kaya
Hindi na
natalo.
nag-commit eh. Si Mark Molina
Hindi
yung nag-commit eh. Sabi
Buti
niya,
pa si Mark Molina
Ateneo
nag-commit.
jacket ako yung over my FEU shirt. Yung ganun ako ka-committed
Atenista
na
eh.
manalo mo. Yung manalo yung alma mater ko. But yeah, just some points lang, Sam. I wanna say that the MVP of Cabs Cabonillas has an asterisk because Jude Eriobo should have won the MVP.
Yeah.
UAAP
Statistically,
yeah, statistically,
if we base it on the
he ran away.
statistics, diba?
He ran away with the
He ran away with
statistical
the
points.
MVP. Yep.
Yeah, it should have been Jude Eriobo if the UAP didn't have that stupid rule that prevented FSAs from being the MVP. So, and,
But if you beat Jude Eriobo's team, then okay, fine. Maybe you can argue that you are the real MVP if we talk about it. Yeah.
And siguro another under the radar news that was never announced, but we've seen him playing in NSAC for FEU is one of their guards from their boys division. One of the guards, the teammates of Cabonillas and Burgos, si Joseph Reneses, is playing rotation minutes. I think that's gonna help their guard depth. Again, this is a team that ran Pasaol and Bautista for 30 plus minutes a game.
Everyone.
Diba?
Pasaol Bautista, Mongcopa, Konate.
All of those guys play 30 plus minutes per game. They're gonna need depth. And Ranieses, I think, is already a big guard, a big bodied guard. I think he's gonna fare well in the seniors division. Let's see if he actually gets significant playing time. It didn't happen for Liam Sangalang last season, but they're gonna need guard depth. Again, it's not sustainable to play these four guys 30 plus minutes night in, game in and game out. I don't think that's gonna be sustained. They're gonna put up numbers, but you need depth. I think that has been proven for the past couple of seasons. Depth is pretty important, and FEU lacks it. And the fact that these three guys from their boys team have chosen to play in FEU, I think it's a big get. Helps their depth. And now let's see if Coach Sean Chambers will actually use their depth.
Yeah, just a final note on Cabonillas. I think this is also a really big win for teams that have homegrown talent, especially a team like FEU that has really developed a ton of blue chip recruits from the high school juniors division all the way to the seniors division. We've always admired Gab and Maui. We've always admired the FEU team because most of the time the seniors team is made up of guys that came from the juniors division. So yung pipeline of players that they've built has been very solid. That's something that si Coach Sean Chambers highlighted when he was interviewed, asked about the commitment of Cabonillas. He said, homegrown, loyal, and built from within. To see a player who was developed within the FEU system stay and carry the torch at the next level is the ultimate reward for the years of hard work, trust, and commitment poured into our program. So shout out to the FEU basketball program. Also, very interesting what Cabonillas mentioned when he was asked. He also said before I think he decided, he said the number one priority for him was looking for playing time. And that's something that he will definitely be getting in FEU, and that's one of the reasons why it's also not good to over recruit, diba? For other teams. Guys, sometimes guys will have to ride the bench at least for the first year or two before you can get playing minutes. That's why we see some players move on. So, great pick for Cabs Cabonillas. I think we all wanted him to go to FEU. Next, pinatikim lang tayo nung player na to when he played for UP in the NSAC College Campus Tour. Andy Gemao has finally committed to Penn State, to a team in the US. So he will not be playing for UP in this upcoming season, at least. He will be joining Penn State in the US. Maui, you were hopeful that Hema would get an offer. What does this mean for Hemao moving forward?
Ako, what I'm praying for is he has a better NCAA career than Kobe Paras. Hopefully, he remains patient. Hopefully, Penn has a plan for him. I think he's the only rookie. He's the only incoming freshman for Penn State, if I read the article correctly. And I think this success, this is what we all wanted for Andy Himao. This is what everyone wanted. I think even the UP coaching staff, some of them I know, I think this is what they wanted. They want Himao to thrive on the international stage because of how athletic he is, because of how dynamic he is as a guard. Sorry to UP fans kasi pinatikim pa UAAP and UP fans. Pinatikim pa tayo ni Andy Himao ng isang game just to show how talented.
Yun lang eh.
It was crazy. It was a crazy game, by the way.
I was getting some flashes of Russell Westbrook. I think we would have seen fast break dunks from Andy Himao in the UAAP. But I think this is a huge success for Philippine basketball. This is one of the few guards, one of the few players who have had the chance to get a Division 1 offer, who is a homegrown talent. Diba? Si Himao was playing here during his early days. And I'm just so excited, and hopefully he gets the chance to showcase his talents. I wasn't feeling very optimistic kasi ang tagal diba, to see the offers, but lo and behold, Andy Himao will get his chance to play in a very good division in the NCAA.
And for a team that I think just made the NCAA tournament, March Madness. So this is not just a Division 1 team that hasn't really compete, or like a low major or only a mid-major team. So it's a they are a competitive team. And again, I do want to calm things down a bit, just like with Kobe Paras. Having a Div 1 offer doesn't instantly mean that one is going to make the lineup and two is going to get playing time. We all know what happened with Kobe Paras. Didn't pan out. Wasn't really getting to play. Eventually decided to move on and go back and play for UP, coincidentally. Yung tama si Maui, I hope he remains patient. Kasi if you're right and he's the only freshman, so meaning maraming mas matatanda sa kanya dun sa Penn State. And I think, more, ito na kasi yung landscape ng NCAA sa US. A lot of older players are coming back to play. Even those because alam nila the NIL money is there. They're gonna earn more in college. A lot of them are choosing to stay in college. So let's see. He will have to earn a spot, in my opinion. I think Penn State still has a ton of talent on their roster. So hopefully he does get the opportunity, but he does have to remain patient. Hindi dahil yung binabangko siya agad, ay kailangan mag-give up na siya. I think he has to persevere. But I'm pretty happy. Congrats to Andy Gemao. This is what we all wanted for him. This is not just any Div 1 school. This is a Div 1 school who just made it to the NCAA tournament. So they are one of the 64 best teams in the country in the US. So he's gonna compete. He's gonna get a chance to be in the spotlight. A chance, and that's a big word. A chance. He has to fight for that chance. But the physical gifts are there. That the skill and the talent are definitely there. For those telling him to, dapat si UAAP na lang siya kasi mababangko siya. Screw you, man. He gets a chance. He gets a chance to make it to the NBA if everything's pan out. Why would he go back to the UAAP? He already has the offer. So, and if ever things don't pan out, he doesn't shine as much in the US NCAA, the UAAP or the Philippine basketball will always be there. I think he gets to come back anytime, and he'll be welcomed with open arms. So, to those saying na wag na niya tanggapin, just come to the UAAP, he'll be a star. Screw you, man. Come on. Root for the kid. He has a shot. And that's all that we can ask for.
Bet on himself.
Yeah, and
Maui.
yeah, I just want to add. This is not like the PBA naman that the UAP has banned him, diba? To play.
Oh,
It's a 3-year
it's like
ban
he's
or
gonna
whatever.
have a 3-year ban that he chose to play somewhere else. It's crazy.
It will be a standard 1-year residency rule, or even if he decides to be a one and done. Let's say he finishes 4 years in Penn State. I think the positive thing about him also getting into a pretty good school is he's gonna get the bag. Diba? Gab, you just mentioned yung NIL. And he's probably, as a Filipino, he's probably gonna get a package better than the others. So, for those saying that, putaan na lang UP, he's gonna get paid more. We don't know that. Maybe he's gonna get paid more if he stays in Penn State. So, yeah, congrats to Andy Himao for getting the bag, number one, of course. And number two, this is a dream that he has been years in the making. This is why he decided to migrate
To
to
move.
Canada, and hopefully he does pretty well. It will bode well for Gilas, for our national team. It will be a good option in the future.
Mababa ang peso ngayon versus the dollar, so that NIL money is looking even better. I would say.
Very good point.
hedge siya sa forex ngayon. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about other news in the UAAP. The Adamson Soaring Falcons, a team that we talked about in our Ballers and Boleros. Find out na lang. Watch that video if they're in the Ballers or Boleros section. Have secured the commitment of one of their guards from the high school division, Jarl Artango. Jarl Artango, another guard joining Adamson. It's good for Artango's development, I guess, because they have a coach in Coach Nash Rosella that has developed really great guards. But how will he get playing time this coming UAAP season?
Straight up, no. Listen, Adamson has so many guards. Their top 3 scholars are all guards. Ray Allen Torres, Matt Erolon,
Security agency din.
and Matthew Montebon. Not to mention other guys like Sina Umali, Medina, sino pa ba? Meron pa yan eh. But,
Edding.
si Edding, he's been there for a long time. Si Kenji Cañete, I think he's been there also for a long time already in Team B. So I don't listen. He's been playing for the Adamson Soaring Falcons in NSAC, and I will just say that he does not solve any of the current problems of the Adamson Soaring Falcons. So he has been less than impressive so far. But, he's an additional depth piece, a young piece that Coach Nash can develop. He was serviceable when he played for their boys basketball team. But I don't think this is gonna move the needle for the Adamson Soaring Falcons for this upcoming season. He's not a big time recruit. I've seen him play already against LaSalle, against UP. Yeah, he hasn't been impressive. So not that enthusiastic about this. Adamson, ang daming players eh. Actually, ang dami nilang depth pieces eh. They have a ton of players who can play in all positions. They're just not great players. A lot of them are not great star potential players.
Walang star, yeah.
Yeah, si Ray Allen Torres na siguro yung may pinangmataas sa ceiling and si Matt Erolon. But I think we've already seen the ceilings of Matt Erolon. Ray Allen Torres, I think, has a chance to further, increase his scoring averages. He's now gained the trust of Coach Nats Pasella. He's now one of their closers. Otherwise, that's it. It's not big. It's not big news. It's news. It's just an additional depth piece, unfortunately.
Maui, what does Adamson need to do
The breaking news
to
man lang
improve
ba ni
their
Labs
team?
to?
Oo nga, parang hindi yata
But-
eh.
But yeah, kidding aside, yeah, I think you guys mentioned it, diba? They have to get a ceiling raiser. They have to get a star. Losing Manzano it's gonna be a big thing. Diba? They lost their stabilizer. Nobody from their recruits have I think si Ray Allen Torres is the only one that probably has star power, but he needs help. Diba? Si Medina was shut down during that UP game. They need more offensive firepower. They probably need more shooters. But they need more shot creators. I think si Franzman hasn't panned out. I was quite optimistic last season that si Franzman could become that player eventually, but that hasn't been the case. Pretty hard for a team that doesn't have a budget as big as a war chest, bigger than the other teams. I don't know if they'll ever get a star player that can raise their ceiling outside becoming a team worthy of us saying that they are legitimate Final Four contenders, not just play-in contenders. Definitely did not move the needle.
Yeah, I think for Adamson, the only good thing about this news siguro, or maybe another key takeaway from this news, is they get to recruit from their high school program. So they get to keep their players, but hopefully they need to develop star players in the high school program that they can keep. Like a guy like Pomelo Ball, for example. That's it. A guy like Cedric Manzano, let's see kung meron silang mahanap na replacement. But I know si Cedric Manzano was supposed to join UST, if I'm not mistaken. Diba? He was being recruited by Alden Ayo. So, baka meron ding isang tapon dyan from another team that can be the star for Adamson. One final piece of news. I think this is the...
He should be coming back.
Oo nga, no?
He was a guy who showed some flashes, so...
Nung preseason last year, yeah, before getting injured, unfortunately. He should be back. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, last bit of news, I think the most controversial, hindi naman controversial, but surprising news. Daniel Padilla going to NU. I can't even say it with a straight face, Gab. Ikaw na nga mag just talk about this news kasi I can't even say it with a straight face.
May mga malaloko dito. May mga malaloko dito for sure.
Daniel Padilla. Yun talaga yung headline, diba, sa articles.
Yeah. Daniel
Padilla commits to NU.
Great name. Listen, this is for season 90, so it's not gonna impact in the near future. But still, NU has a lot of talent, young talent. This guy apparently came from NUNS before playing for the Letran Squires. So now he's back in NU. We'll see him probably next offseason pa. I don't think he's gonna play for this offseason, not with the amount of preparation and the amount of figuring out that Coach Jeff Napa has to do with this current roster. So I don't think he's gonna experiment in that much. Let's see. The only reason we're talking about this because he has an amazing name, Daniel Padilla.
I mean, we don't know much about him, but malay mo, magaling talaga siya. No? So, shout out
Malay
to
mo.
Daniel Padilla.
Malay mo, but yeah, the only reason that we all paid attention, like, what? Daniel Padilla? What a name.
Yeah, Maui, I don't think we have to talk about it. That's it for it. Siguro worth mentioning, Devin Fikes coming back, returning to the NCAA. Former UE Red Wire Devin Fikes.
Yeah, but there's also one piece of news that really surprised me: the Mako Davao one going to San Beda.
San Beda.
I know we don't talk about NCAA. We don't really watch the NCAA much here, but this surprised me because I thought for sure he was going to LaSalle. I mean, he played for LaSalle Zobel. He was their star player. He was coached by their assistant coach, Gian Nazario. And I think he's related to Patrice Davao. Who
Maybe the same last name. Yeah, probably.
Brother, I think.
I don't know.
Brother,
Sorry?
I think.
Brother. So Patrice Davao was the courtside reporter for the courtside U correspondent for the Del Salle Green Archers for the last two. Nung last season hindi. So the
Hindi.
2 seasons before
Yeah.
that. Who's Patrice Davao was the girlfriend of Luis Pablo. So I was for sure that he was gonna stay in LaSalle for college, but he said it himself in his introductory interview for San Beda. He wanted playing time, and yeah, if he went to LaSalle,
The second player who mentioned that, by the way,
Yeah.
after Cabonillas.
Yeah, and if you look at LaSalle's roster, there's just no way he's gonna get playing time for season 89, which is why I think he chose San Beda. And I think he's gonna have some playing time there. Siguro ang notable ko lang dito, will this be another Jacob Cortez return of the
Yep.
prodigal son type of thing? Diba?
Yep.
Okay,
Magcha-champion lang muna sa NCAA and then lipat na sa Lasal.
Magpapagaling mo na ako sa San Beda. I'll just get another championship there. And then, okay, once the cupboard is clear and there's a spot for me in LaSalle, I'm going back to LaSalle to play for my alma mater. It's gonna be another
Pretty
thing
sure
like
that's
that.
what's going to happen.
Book it.
Book it. Okay, that's it for today's episode. Quick news recap. Comment down below your thoughts on some of the news that we discussed. Which was the biggest one? Which was the most surprising? Daniel Padilla going to the NU. I don't think anyone predicted that a week ago. Let us know your thoughts. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye. Ingat.